What if I told you there's a city where you can live comfortably for less than half of what you spend in the US? Get world-class healthcare for $35 consultations, and it's ranked as the safest city in Mexico. That place is Merida, and after 6 months of living here, I've discovered the eye-opening truth every potential expat needs to know. But here's the catch. Not everything is as perfect as it seems on Instagram. From infrastructure challenges that caught me off guard to cultural surprises that changed my daily routine, I'm breaking down the real pros and cons. Hey expats, I'm Marco Sison with Nomadic Fire with another fact-filled video guide to living your best life abroad. We bring you the best updated intelligence on expat life in different cities and countries overseas. With us, you get the unique perspective of having one source to compare, contrast, and catch life in the best retirement hotspots around the world. While Americans stress about needing over $1 million for retirement and fewer than 5% actually have it, your nest egg could work triple time in Merida. The median American has just $200,000 saved, which in some US states only covers as much as 7 years of expenses. Meanwhile, where American mid-sized cities demand $5,000 plus monthly, I lived comfortably in Merida for around $1,500 total. This isn't some pipe dream dated on outdated information. Real estate here still delivers genuine value. Charming central studios with air conditioning, fast Wi-Fi, and pool access start around $400 to $600 monthly. Need more space? A one-bedroom usually runs between $700 and $850. That spacious two-bedroom shared villa I rent comes with utilities, Wi-Fi, and weekly cleaning service for around $700. It has 2 rooms, a king-size bed, and dedicated office space. For families or couples wanting luxury, these 2-story homes with massive kitchens and glass doors opening up to private gardens run around $1,400 in central locations. The purchasing market offers similar advantages. A modern 2-bedroom, 2-bath home near downtown range from $250,000 to $350,000 USD. Specifically though, in Mexico, I typically recommend renting over buying for financial flexibility. But here's where daily life gets really interesting. The lifestyle upgrade is undeniable. Street tacos for about $1 each, sit-down restaurant meals range between $5 and $20 per person, and authentic seafood at local gems like El Marlin Azul run $5 for portions that would cost $30 back home. Insider tip, check out Fondos or Cocino Económicos for the most authentic budget-friendly Mexican cuisine. Yes, reality check time. Merida's popularity is driving prices up. I mean, housing prices jumped 10% last year. Global inflation affects everywhere, and increasing expat interest means competition. But even with these market pressures, the financial advantages remain compelling compared to major US cities. The honest truth, those live like royalty on $850 a month headlines kind of floating around the internet represent complete fantasy. In today's market, smart budgeting and real expectations are absolutely essential. However, for those who have calculated the real numbers and not clickbait promises, Merida still offers extraordinary opportunity to maximize your retirement dollars while significantly upgrading your quality of life. Watch our Merida cost of living video for a detailed breakdown of our monthly expenses. Let's address the elephant in the room, healthcare. It's a top worry keeping potential expats awake at night, and honestly, I get it. But here's what blew my mind about Merida's medical scene. Quality care doesn't have to drain your savings. Legal residents under 60 can tap into IMSS, which is Mexico's public system, for roughly $700 annually. That's not bad for comprehensive coverage. However, the real eye-opener is how affordable private care remains. Those routine dental cleanings that cost hundreds back home, try $30 to $40 here. Need imaging? X-rays run between $10 and $80 depending on what you need. Basic doctor consultations can cost as little as $2.50. And here's where it gets even better. Specialist appointments happen in days, not the months-long waits you would endure stateside. Plus, many physicians actually give patients their personal contact information. Imagine having that level of accessibility back in the US. Now, full transparency, IMSS has limitations. Beyond the residency requirement, Pre-existing conditions like diabetes or heart disease are typically not covered. That's why many expats invest in international private insurance for comprehensive protection. Personal example, at 51, my worldwide medical coverage runs about $100 monthly. Literally 1/5 what I paid for inferior coverage in the US. The math is staggering when you consider you're getting superior access, faster service, and often better doctor-patient relationships. The bottom line, whether you choose public, private, or hybrid healthcare in Merida, you'll likely spend less while receiving comparable or even better care than what you're used to. Good news if you hold a strong passport. Citizens of over 60 countries, including the US and much of Europe, can enter Mexico without a visa and stay as tourists for up to 180 days. But here's an insider tip. Border officials now often issue shorter stays, somewhere between 30 and 90 days. So don't assume you'll automatically get 6 months. To avoid issues at the airport, it's wise to have an onward or return ticket ready. While it's not always asked, the Mexican embassy does recommend it. And check out my article below where I share 10 easy ways to show proof of onward travel. Want to stay longer? Mexico offers temporary and permanent residency options. Temporary residency can last up to 4 years, but you'll need to meet certain financial requirements. These financial requirements vary depending on the consulate you use, but roughly $4,000 a month in income or $70,000 in savings. Just remember, residency applications must be started at a Mexican consulate outside the country. So plan ahead if you are already in Mexico. Whenever I mention I'm living in Mexico, the topic of safety inevitably comes up. And it's a fair concern, especially given how the media in the US often highlights cartel violence and border conflicts. But the picture is far more nuanced, especially when it comes to Merida. While safety perceptions in Mexico can vary wildly, with some expats downplaying risk and news outlets exaggerating them, Merida stands out as a clear exception. It's not just safer than most Mexican cities. In 2025, it was ranked the second safest city in the entire Americas, just behind Quebec City. The US State Department considers Yucatan the safest state in all of Mexico. Homicide rates here are about 90% lower than the national average. For expats prioritizing peace of mind, Merida's track record makes it a top contender. Here's something most expats don't realize until after they've moved. Being in the right time zone can dramatically improve your quality of life. Merida runs on US Central Time, making it incredibly easy to stay in sync with friends, family, and work back in the US. You can catch up on live sports, hop on video calls at normal hours, and never worry about 3 a.m. meetings or awkward scheduling. I've got friends in Portugal and the Philippines who constantly have to juggle late night calls and miss out on real-time moments. It wears on you. In Merida, you get to stay plugged in without the time zone struggle. And if you're dealing with Europe, morning hours here match up with late afternoon across Europe. Merida is what I like to call expat training wheels, especially for Americans. It's a city where you can kind of ease into life abroad without feeling like you've been dropped into the deep end. You still get all the vibrant, authentic Mexican culture, but with enough familiar touches to make everyday life feel manageable. Big name stores like Walmart, Sam's Club, and even Costco sit right alongside local spots like Chedraui and Soriana. You'll find your favorite US brands, plus great local alternatives that are often cheaper. Yes, there's even a Dairy Queen on the main square, so when a Reese's peanut butter blizzard calls, you have an answer. That said, imported stuff quickly adds up. I always tell folks, expat life is cheap, imported life isn't. Need groceries? Apps like Rappi, Didi, and Uber will bring them to your door for around $2. Streaming services like Netflix, Disney Plus, and Amazon Prime work perfectly, though you might need a VPN for some US-specific content. Even online shopping in Merida is easy, with Amazon's 450 million products and Mercado Libre's vast Mexican marketplace, often with fast delivery. And especially with American expats, healthcare availability can be a pleasant surprise. Pharmacies such as Farmacias Similares and Farmacias del Ahorro offer medications at a fraction of the cost in the US, frequently without even needing a prescription. Whether it's well-known over-the-counter brands or their Mexican counterparts, Merida lets you enjoy culture without giving up comfort. It's a game changer. Let's be real about the Spanish situation. Yes, you'll hear expats get roasted for butchering their language. Guilty as charged. But here's the thing. Basic survival Spanish gets you surprisingly far. I can navigate restaurants, handle transactions, and even get around town without major drama. The beauty of Spanish lies in its accessibility. When I see pollo 100 pesos on a menu, I know I'm getting chicken for roughly $5. Simple enough, right? Now, picture yourself in Cambodia, Nepal, the Ukraine, Egypt, staring at a menu showing something like this, or this, or this, or even this. Suddenly, struggling with Spanish pronunciation seems pretty manageable. Here's the encouraging part. Spanish ranks among the easiest languages to learn for English speakers to master. We're talking roughly 30 weeks or 390 classroom hours to reach conversational level. Not exactly overnight, but totally achievable compared to languages like Korean, Thai, or Japanese. Merida makes learning even easier with $5 Spanish language classes and free language exchanges at local cafes or the Merida English Library. This city practically hands you opportunities to practice. Bottom line, while perfect Spanish isn't required for expat life here, the learning curve is gentle enough that you actually want to improve rather than feeling completely overwhelmed. And if you want more tips like these, join our Expat Insights Facebook group for your insider's guide to living abroad. Our community is where you connect, share, and discuss real expat life overseas. No clickbait videos or filtered Instagram posts here, just unbiased truth from people who made the leap. Click below to join, because life's too short to wonder, what if? Here's something that'll blow your mind. The Yucatan was once an independent republic. That historic separation explains why stepping into Merida feels like discovering a hidden corner of Mexico that mainstream tourism missed. Geographic isolation from central Mexico allowed something extraordinary to evolve. A cultural melting pot blending Mayan traditions, Spanish colonial influence, and Caribbean flair into something that's entirely unique. This isn't your typical Mexican experience. The food scene here perfectly illustrates that distinction. While other regions stick to familiar territory, Yucatan cuisine ventures completely into different flavor profiles. Take conchinita pibil, pork slow roasted underground in banana leaves with anchote and sour orange marinade. Or try salubutes topped with turkey stewed with hard-boiled eggs smothered in a roasted pumpkin sauce. Then there's sopa de lima, a chicken soup with distinctively lime notes that is absolutely perfect for sweltering afternoons. And don't miss chaya. It's a traditional beverage made of Mayan spinach leaves. It's my personal favorite refresher. Imagine ancient ruins, pristine beaches, and mystical cenotes at your doorstep. That's the magic of calling Merida home. You're positioned at the epicenter of the Yucatan's greatest treasures. Beach lovers, pay attention. Puerto Progreso, laid-back coastline, sits just 45 minutes away via car or bus. Need your history fix? Well, Chichen Itza draws global crowds as a new seven wonder. Savvy residents prefer Uxmal, equally stunning, UNESCO protected, and surprisingly uncrowded. Plus, foreign legal residents enter free on Sundays. International connectivity. Merida's airport serves 19 destinations across 4 countries, including direct flights to Miami, Houston, and Dallas. If you need broader options, Cancun's airport offers direct flights to 28 countries and is just 5 hours away on an air-conditioned bus. But here's the culture kicker. As the 2-time cultural capital of the Americas, Merida serves up incredible entertainment weekly. Think historic center walking tours, plaza performances featuring traditional dances, no-cost art exhibitions, and ancient pok-to-pok reenactments, where legend claims they once used flaming heads as balls. Thursday expat meetups are my personal favorite. It's free to join with live music, dancing, and even karaoke. Just pay for your own drinks and food. It's a fun, low-pressure way to meet people and start feeling at home in Merida. Okay, I know what you're thinking. This sounds too good to be true. And honestly, it sometimes is. Let me tell you about the morning I woke up to 3 inches of water in my living room, no electricity, and a scorpion in my shower. Welcome to the reality that other expats conveniently forget to mention. Merida's relentless heat and humidity. Those Instagram perfect shots of perfect blue skies and poolside lounging, well, they were probably taken in January where temperatures are actually pleasant. The truth is, Merida operates on 2 seasons, hot and absolutely scorching. We're talking temperatures that climb up to 100 Fahrenheit for months, with May averaging around 97 Fahrenheit before you factor in the crushing humidity. It feels like wearing a wet wool blanket while walking through an oven. That's a typical summer afternoon here. The concrete jungle offers virtually no natural cooling relief. Unlike other tropical cities with tree-lined streets or towering buildings creating shade, Merida bakes under a relentless sun with minimal escape routes. Those romantic dreams of strolling through colorful markets, you'll be racing for air conditioning by 10 a.m. The financial reality hits hard too. Cooling just one room can cost up to $100 monthly in electricity bills. Even your beloved pool becomes a hot tub once peak summer arrives. After peak summer heat, then comes the hurricanes, the storms, and rain, bringing weeks of flooding that can make life genuinely miserable. From June to October, heavy storms turn whole neighborhoods into rivers. Over 20 areas are high-risk flood zones. Many houses, including ours, flood regularly during these months, adding another layer of tropical paradise reality. Insider tip, if you're looking for a house, pay attention to high sidewalks. That usually means those streets flood during rainy season. This isn't just discomfort. It fundamentally changes how you live when you venture outside and what activities remain possible during brutal summer stretches. Let's talk about the infrastructure challenges in Merida. You expect modern conveniences like reliable electricity and clean tap water. The reality revolves planning around infrastructure problems that Americans rarely consider. Imagine a storm rolling in and suddenly, boom, the power's out. Not for 5 minutes, but for hours. No electricity, no Wi-Fi, and no clue when it's coming back. During rainy season, this isn't a rare event. It's common. We're talking full blackouts that leave your fridge warming up and your living room feeling like a sauna. I've spent entire afternoons soaked in sweat staring at a useless laptop. These outages don't care about your Zoom meeting or that important email you were about to send. Beyond power issues, let's address the plumbing situation that catches every newcomer here off guard. Sure, you can't drink the tap water, and yes, the mineral-heavy water constantly clogs your fixtures. But the shocker nobody prepared you for? Toilet paper doesn't go down the toilet. And this isn't some quirky cultural tradition. It's pure infrastructure reality. Unlike the centralized sewer systems back home, Merida relies heavily on septic tanks. The aging plumbing, particularly in those charming colonial buildings, simply can't handle paper without constantly backing up. So, what do you do with your used TP? Straight into that little wastebasket beside the toilet. Weird at first? Absolutely. Do you adapt? Yeah, eventually. And speaking of infrastructure surprises, wait until you try walking anywhere. The sidewalks in many districts are like an obstacle course. You got cracked concrete, missing chunks, and uneven surfaces that are going to challenge your balance daily. Those Instagram-worthy cobblestones, well, those are ankle traps just waiting to happen. And if you have any mobility challenges, brace yourself. ADA compliance doesn't really exist here. Narrow doorways, random steps, missing ramps, accessibility was clearly an afterthought, even in newer construction. Welcome to a city of 1 million people where quiet simply doesn't exist. Between 5 a.m. church bells, vendor microphones, random fireworks, and neighborhood roosters, silence can be a rare luxury. While newcomers cry noise pollution, locals see it as kind of tradition and community in action. Insider tip, come prepared with earplugs or a white noise machine. And always check out the street of your potential rental on a weekend night before signing a lease. Let's talk about the fact that time operates differently here. Meeting at 7 means anywhere between 7:15 and 7:59, all still considered 7 más o menos. You'll master the word ahorita, which means right now, but actually means whenever it happens. Perfect example, I reported a leaky faucet to our landlord. He promised repairs ahorita. I waited by the door for hours. Nobody came. Turns out ahorita was polite speak for maybe eventually. What expats call chaos, locals call life. The cultural message remains clear. You adapt to Mexico, not vice versa. Survival requires earplugs, infinite patience, and accepting the flexibility isn't optional. It's essential for maintaining your sanity in this beautiful, unpredictable place. Let's discuss your new roommates, the uninvited kind. Merida hosts over 15 mosquito species, and these aren't your average backyard bugs. They bite through clothing and leave welts that last for days. Worse yet, rainy season brings dengue and Zika risk with every outdoor movement. But mosquitoes are just the opening act. Scorpions lurk under rocks and in dark corners. Black widows spin webs wherever they fancy. Cockroaches inspire nightly bed checks. One night, I was awoken at 3 a.m. by a loud smack. Turns out that Sandra was giving a 6-inch centipede a flip-flop treatment. As one seasoned expat wisely noted, never forget, we're living in the middle of a jungle where stubborn Mayans and Spanish colonists built a city where should not be anything but nature. Reality check time, if household spiders back home send you running, Merida's wildlife will test your every limit. Your dream home becomes a daily bug minefield, checking shoes, shaking towels, and keeping repellent everywhere. So there you have it, the complete, unfiltered truth about expat life in Merida after living here, not just vacationing here. Is it paradise? In many ways, absolutely. Your money goes further, healthcare is accessible, and the culture is incredible. And yes, it really is one of the safest cities in the Americas. But is it perfect? Nah. Not even close. You'll sweat more than you ever thought possible, fight bugs that belong in horror films, and learn that ahorita is the most misleading word in the Spanish language. Here's my honest take. If you can handle the infrastructure challenges, embrace the heat, and adjust your expectations around timing and efficiency, Merida offers incredible quality of life that's hard to match anywhere else for the price. But if you need everything to work perfectly all the time, if you can't handle the humidity, or if the thought of putting toilet paper in a trash can makes you uncomfortable, maybe stick to visiting during the winter months. The key is going in with realistic expectations. Don't believe the live like a royalty for $800 headlines, but also don't let the challenges scare you away from what could be an amazing adventure. What do you think? Are you ready to trade reliable electricity for affordable healthcare and incredible food? Or do the infrastructure challenges outweigh the benefits for you? Let me know in the comments below. If this helped you make a more informed decision about Merida, smash that like button and subscribe to our channel. Until next time, hasta luego from Mexico.